Hello viewers, hello everyone out there. I hope I find you well. I go by the name Lipa reporting for 025 Media Solutions, and I welcome you all to the 025 podcast show. Today's show is a unique show since I've got some young leaders in the building and I've got guys who are representing the dynamic thought leadership. First of all, to my right, I'll introduce Michael. It's Michael.
Yes, Michael.
Then
Bezil.
I welcome you all to the show, guys. Remember, today it's a discussion. I need to know, you need to know, he needs to know, and the world needs to know what's leadership. But first and foremost, dynamic thought leadership. What's dynamic thought leadership?
Dynamic Thought Leadership is an organization that unifies different leaders from various fields of expertise to come together so that they can unite and solve problems innovatively, in the society.
Okay, so you said you're unifying leaders.
Yeah, unifying leaders from various fields of expertise.
How are you planning to unify? In fact, how are you unifying the leaders?
How are we unifying the leaders?
Yeah.
All right, it's simple. What we do is since we started from the Great Zimbabwe University,
Okay.
leaders, anyone can be a leader. That's what we believe.
Okay.
If they are put on the right platform,
Okay.
and if they have the right mentors to teach them how to become a leader.
So you mean even me, you can
You are a leader.
make me okay?
Look at you. What you're doing right now is you're taking charge.
Okay.
Yes, so that's what we believe. So everyone can be a leader. So how are we unifying? To answer that question, we have leaders everywhere. We have students. We have students with ideas. So all we do is just reach them, put them on the right platform, and that platform is dynamic thought leadership.
Okay.
Exactly.
Then speaking of the leaders, do you have a specific age group, or you even the old leaders, or it's all about the
Yeah,
young?
there is a specific age for leadership, and I think for us the threshold starts at 18, going upwards. There is no limit upward.
Or there's no limit upwards.
Yeah, upward.
Okay, then before we go any further, leadership now, because you said I'm a leader.
Yes,
Anyway, how would you define leadership? Anyone can help me out. I'm not.
For me personally, what I believe about leadership is I believe leadership is not about having followers. I believe leadership is all about creating leaders. Right? It's no longer about one single person who's got a vision, who knows exactly where we're going. It's about somebody who finds a number of people who sees the same, who sees through the same eye, and then brings them together so that they can work on something.
Okay.
That person has to create leaders. He doesn't have to have followers, and that is what leadership is.
That's why at school we had group leaders. And
Yeah, group leaders, head boy. From class, we have group leaders, class monitors, and all that stuff.
Okay. Then you said I'm a leader, right?
Yeah.
But speaking of the young leaders now, do you have any example of young leaders in our communities generally?
Generally,
Maybe umwe munhu anogona asinganzwisisi kuti kana uchiti my young leaders maybe muri kungoda Great Zimbabwe.
I know. No, we're not only taking from Great
So
Zimbabwe.
what examples of the young leaders we have, especially maybe in our country?
In our country. Well, to start with, we have Bridget Mamontiani. She's heading a law organization.
Okay.
She's taking charge in law, human rights, and all that kind of stuff. And then here, from my community, actually, right now, I can give a lot of examples. I have Liberty, the one who I'm sitting next to.
Yeah, I know.
And I have Split Louis too. He is running his own organization, a studio.
Okay.
He is grooming young, how can I put it? He's grooming young MCs.
Okay.
Yes, and a lot of DJs. Now they are hosting events. So that's leadership. Being able to have a vision and taking that vision and imparting to other young leaders.
Okay.
Doing it together. So from my community, I can say we have a lot of leaders. And so to answer your question, it's not only from Great Zimbabwe.
Okay.
We're actually going around the world. We want this to be universal.
Okay.
We want it to be everywhere. We want to take leaders from every part of the country, international, nationally, put them together so that we can actually impact the community.
And there's just one thing I want to italicize and double click on. Like, leadership is very diverse. When we talk about leadership, we're not talking about political leaders.
Okay.
No, are we talking
Yeah,
about
because
business leaders?
many people just
You can be a leader, in the music industry. You can be a leader anywhere, right? So leadership is very diverse, and leadership is not about having a title, right? It's about action. It's not about position. It's about the action that you're taking. That's what leadership is all about.
Okay, so guys, you just said it yourself. Speaking of leadership, you out there, you may be a leader. He is a leader. I'm a leader. He is a leader. But now, dynamic thought leadership, your organization.
Yeah.
How did you come up with the word, with the name of your organization, Dynamic Thought Leadership?
Yeah, for the most part, leadership has to be very dynamic, right? It has to be changing. When you're in an environment that is ever changing, you have to adapt. So leadership has to be very, very adaptive. It has to change. It doesn't have to be static.
What are we trying to achieve with the Dynamic Thought Leadership organization?
All right.
Yeah.
We're trying to build leaders, right? We're trying to build leaders who take charge, right, when no one is taking charge.
Okay.
Right? We've got, like, we come from an environment of scarcity. You know, Africa is an environment of scarcity. So we need people who are able to create things, who are able to answer the right questions, which is, how do we thrive in an economy that is like ours? How do we thrive in an environment of scarcity? So people who come up with these ideas, people who build startups, companies, you know, institutions that speaks to our ideals, those are the people that we're trying to create and to build.
Okay, let's be honest, guys. You said I'm a leader of an organization, right?
Yes.
But it's not easy, I know, to get attention.
It's never easy.
What are the skills you are using right now to get because I know if you let's take for example we're in a bus, then you tell the next person seated next to you that I'm from an organization, dynamic thought leadership. It's not that easy to convince that person to just get interested. What's the dynamic thought leadership organization? What are the skills you're using, the tactics you're using to get the attention you need?
Right. Yeah, I think, all right, the simple way is it's very difficult, like you say, to get people's attention.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, what you need to understand is you need to know what those people are lacking. What is it? What's their needs? What are their needs?
Okay.
What is it that they are looking for?
Okay.
So if you can be able to answer that question, and if you know yourself what you are looking for, you get those answers. You use those answers to approach them.
Okay.
So I'm reaching you. I know you want to get 025 media solutions to the world, right? That's your vision. That's your goal. You want everyone to know about that. So what I have to do is come to you, and then as a leader, I believe that I should be able to convince you to join me.
Exactly.
So what I do, I tell you that what is dynamic thought leadership? What do we do? And what are our goals and our visions?
Okay.
Then I have to link those visions to your vision and your goal.
Okay.
So that when I tell you, you have to adjust and to link to my own perspective. And then connect and then be like, okay, this right. So if we work together, then we can be able to achieve this certain goal.
Okay.
So basically what we have to do, you have to know what people are looking for.
But how have you managed to stay relevant? How have you managed to keep the vision alive? Do you have any sponsors? How are you managing?
Apparently, we don't have any sponsors, and this is very imperative. Like when people start, an idea, when they have an idea, they end where they have a problem with funding. They say we don't have capital, and then it ends there. Okay. But the reality of the matter is you have to start, and that's the most important thing, right? When you've got an idea, right? An idea is the most important part of the business, not the funding, right? Yeah. And so this is very important. Like your customers have to be the investors. Okay. Right? Because when you want to look for funding or investors, the most important thing is, did you validate the idea? Okay. Right? And that's when you can be able to get the money. But then if you don't validate the idea because you have no capital yet, then how are you going to get the money? So the most important thing is not the money, it's the idea. Okay. Just start. Okay. And so how we've been able to do that is we've been profiting on the go. So the idea is you start something, then find a way to get the customers who pay you upfront. Then you use the funds to generate the business, or to grow the business. That's what you do.
Okay.
Yeah, we call that the win and play game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Win and play. Yeah, it's
like,
win and play.
Like most people play to
I would like to know more about this win and play because maybe I'm playing before.
Before you win.
Yeah. How are you doing?
Most people play to win. You understand? Most people play to win. Okay. But then you have to win before you play. Then you have to win and then play. Okay. So to win then play is to start something in a way that, or in a manner that you get paid first before you deliver the service. Okay. Like in this economy, we call it the win and play economy. Like okay. I've seen people who have started things with, they just start, let's say for an ebook, right, or an idea. Then they sell that idea before it starts.
Let's say the dynamic thought leadership organization. How is it structured? Because so far I've got Bezil and Mike.
Yes.
But I know there's a crew behind the scenes. How is it structured?
The organogram is not that very difficult to understand because we have on top we have the CEO, okay. The founding CEO and the founding vice president. He's the founding CEO, okay. Bezil, and I am the founding vice president. Okay. And right now it's only the two of us at the top, okay. And then we have our team from Great Zimbabwe, the board executive. Okay. We have 12 members. And then recently we just launched another team in Rwanda. Okay.
Okay.
So we have another
So
12-member team in Rwanda too.
it's international.
It's
So why
international.
didn't you guys tell me it's an international thing?
It was in order.
Well, it was in order. Like right now, we just talked.
So we are keeping it international in a small town. How did you guys meet me? Makapaita say because maybe Nina maybe ndikutambira masasi.
That's an interesting part. Like we went to primary a long time together, right? We've been
Honestly, I
together.
don't even remember how I met him. I just know he was there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I remember.
Which primary school was that?
Vengere primary school. Ghetto wangu, ghetto cheti.
Okay, then how did you come up now? Let's fast forward. The vision is here now.
Yes.
How did you start? Kuti mutongotange kuti ona wangu tafunga kuti mafreeze tikamahoda tikadidi. How did this start?
Well, it's simple. We can go back to. I remember in Form 4, if you still remember. We were competitive. You and I, we were very competitive in our class.
Okay.
Oh man, it was going to be a lot. Because I was good in math, he was good in math. So I get a higher mark in math. You'll be like, okay, tomorrow I'll show you in the next test. Yeah, it was a competition. So for that, I think that was the starting point for us. You know, everything that we do, we want to be the best. So O level, yes, that was O level. We had this idea, we had this club, public speaking. We wanted to start a club, our own club at school. We called.
But did you win and play there? Or
I know there it failed miserably.
Oh, well, for me, right, I kind of spent a lot of time when I was at home, you know, reading and stuff like that. That's when I literally came up with the idea of dynamic thought leadership. And obviously, when you've got a friend who is really capable, it's the first person that you tell, right?
Okay, yeah.
So Mike was there, then we said, this is what we're going to do. And Pops Orango, here we are.
Okay.
Yeah, just
That was even before we went to university.
Okay.
So we were like, okay, this idea, how are we going to go about it? Then we were like, okay, since we're going to school, how about we start a school and then use the facility as well? It will be easy for us. Plus, we have more students there. Since we want this to be a student think tank, so let's start from there. So that was before.
So the idea was to stay very lean, as lean as possible.
Okay.
Right?
But well, as of now, as we're going, we're actually opening up to actually interject to more ideas and then take more ideas and go.
But guys, I really need to know.
Yeah.
How was it back then?
How was it back
You
then?
are at school, right? Then the idea is here. But I know my challenge is because you need to balance school and
Yeah, you need to balance.
how was it? Take me through. How was it starting the idea and execute?
Well,
whilst you're in school.
For me, we were positioned in two different campuses. I mean, Mashawa is in town campus, right?
Okay.
So it's very difficult. I don't want to lie, it was just me with my idea. And on the other hand, an artist. So people would ask, I would tell my friends there, the people that I would just talk to at school, my classmates, oh guys, I have this idea, we want to start an organization. And you know the response that you get. Obviously, I'm a 19-year-old kid in university. You are talking to someone about an idea that you want to start a business. Obviously, they're going to be like, okay, cool. I just want to you know the response. Skeptical, they'll never believe you. So it was very difficult. But then from there, I think going up in 1-2, that was level 2. I started, because of reading and listening to more leaders that I was following, I began to have this kind of idea like, all right, school is important. I really want to proceed and have my educational qualifications, yes. But then what is the most important thing to me? That's when I was developing this leadership mindset. I was like, okay, I want to be a leader. I want to be able to have a platform where I can say, and then people will listen and actually help me achieve my goals. And I can be able to help people achieve their goals. So that was the most important thing. Then I was like, okay, school, yes. So I became to focus.
So it was first preference.
It was first preference, the vision, and then school. Because I was like, okay, if I have exams, then I'll just have a sleepless night to read, and then write the exam, I'll still pass. But this, I cannot have a sleepless night and then be able to start an organization. I have to put more work.
It was about 80% the vision.
Yeah, it's 99% the vision.
I said 80%.
I know.
But in the end, you just know you have to pass the school, so you have to give it time, right? So it's always been priority.
Guys, let's be honest now.
Yeah.
And then I started something I know.
Yeah.
We all know, even the viewers out there, they know. Starting something, there are always challenges.
A lot of them. A lot of them.
What were the biggest challenges? I mean, since you started, from the day Yamakati is the dynamic thought leadership organization.
Well,
Can you let me know one of the biggest challenges you faced, and how did you overcome those challenges?
Well, I think the first one to say that we all know funding, yes,
Funding,
and
yeah.
then the skepticism that we'll get from
Yeah.
our colleagues and the people that were
don't
launching the
support
ideas.
you,
And that one, those major
People have
two.
to see material things. They love to see things on the ground for them to believe.
What's the message your organization is trying to bring out there? What's the message you're trying to spread? Can you please let me know more?
The message is about you have to start things. You have to build things. You have to create stuff that speaks to your ideal. That's the message.
Okay, so let's say I need to start something. How? How would you help me out?
All right, that's what we do now.
Okay.
That's where we come in. You have your idea. We bring you to our platform.
Okay.
Like we said, our platform is connecting idealists,
Okay.
innovators, people with big minds, right?
Yeah.
When I say big minds, it's just too much because someone out there might think, all right, it's like I need a big mind and quite. No,
Okay.
if you just have your idea, what we do is we take you in, right? We put you on a platform and then we teach you the qualities and the to-dos that you need to get to know.
Okay.
The necessities that you need. We give you the necessary tools that you can be able to implement your idea. If you are talking of sourcing funding, then we connect you to how the best way you can be able to source your funding.
Okay.
We teach you how you can go about
We
it.
try to be as lean as possible, understanding that we're coming from an environment of scarcity. Like it's different. There's a difference between an 18-year-old in Zimbabwe and an 18-year-old in Silicon Valley, right? Nobody takes you seriously. But when you're an 18-year-old in Silicon Valley and you've got an idea, $1 million is going to be there for you. So we try to be as lean as possible so that we can make you, create your own thing as lean as possible.
So what are the procedures now? Because still I asked the message, right? But still we have to know how you're planning to spread the message. Or let me say, how are you spreading the message? Now, any procedures? Tichikatarisira maybe tineka ka football match here kana tine clean up what.
Yes.
What are the procedures now? We need the message out there.
Yes. All right. So for right now, we have a summit that is on the way on the 29th of April.
Where is it taking place?
It's going to be happening in Masvingo, Great Zimbabwe University, most probably at the School of Law.
Masvingo, Great Zimbabwe University.
Yeah.
What's the date?
What's the date? 29 April.
29 April.
Yeah, and the summit is the National Youth Leadership Summit with the theme giving the African child the necessary tools to become globally competitive.
Yeah. Come again. Come again.
All right, the theme. The summit is called the National Youth Leadership Summit.
The
yes.
National
Youth Leadership Summit. Yes, and the theme is giving the African child the tools necessary to become globally competitive.
There's going to be a lot of leaders who have done so well, right, in their respective fields, and these people have experience, right? So these are the people that we will be partnering with, right? So they're going to come up with their message, their information that they're going to teach, impart to these people. How they've made it and all of that stuff. So this is not just going to be a summit. This is going to be, a unification of leaders. This is going to be a partnership where the leaders are coming together, right, to help the African child so that they can create their own stuff. So these people are really determined and they're really passionate about doing this. So if you come to the summit, then obviously we believe that you're going to take something home. It's going to be very important.
Speaking of the summit now, it's the National Youth. It means it's national.
It's national.
So let's say I'm a youth from Karoi.
Yes.
How will I get a chance to be in Great Zimbabwe?
It's simple. You just go online and write the National Youth Leadership Summit or just search Dynamic Thought Leadership.
Okay.
Yes, you go to our platform or our website, and then from the website, there's a link that will direct you to sign up. When you sign up, someone from our team will reach you, follow you up on how to get your ticket. The ticket is just $10 for general ticket, and then the VIPs, those who want to be in the VIP section, $35. So from there, our team will contact you, and then if you are to be paying, then you pay, and then you get your receipt, and just wait for the ticket.
What are the procedures you've taken since I say the youth, for example, in Kwekwe or Karoi?
Yes.
Any platforms you've used? Because maybe I'm in Guero.
Yeah.
I don't even know that there's a summit taking place in Great Zimbabwe. Yes. Have you used any platforms, or how have you taken the message out there?
You've used different platforms like Instagram, WhatsApp, obviously, and Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, we try to use those platforms so that we can have a wide reach.
Our organizational pages. We have Dynamic Thought Leadership Zimbabwe page, Facebook.
Okay.
On Instagram is at DTL Zimbabwe Instagram page, and then we have LinkedIn account too. So I understand that everyone is social media right now.
Can we have a stereo?
Yeah.
All right. I understand. You guys are working with T3 Media,
Yes,
Zimbabwe.
yes.
How are you planning to work with that? Because it's a platform.
Yeah.
You never followers.
A lot of followers.
How are you guys planning to do it?
Well, the partnership with T3 Media is it's more of what we were looking for,
Okay.
right? Because what they're doing right now is they're interviewing our speakers. Like we said, we'll be bringing people from their respective fields of expertise, right?
Exactly.
Those leaders, we are giving them an opportunity to be interviewed and then speak their minds about the summit,
Okay.
what they think and what they think is going to be offering the summit to the youths.
Alright.
So T3 Media is taking that part
Okay.
to help us capture those moments, to help us capture our story,
Okay.
to tell our story, right? That's how they are helping us.
Then like now.
And like now, exactly, like now we are on Stereo 025 Media. You see, they are helping us tell our story. You see, to get the message out there.
All right, guys, let's face reality.
Yeah.
If we're starting a football match,
Yeah.
let's say it's Cristiano or Lionel Messi,
Right.
the goal is to achieve good things to win. And how will you guys measure success? Kuti muti, so far zvatakabvumirana tiri kuchikoro, it has been successful. How will you measure? Muchiti, patasvika.
There's this saying that I really love. It says success leaves clues.
Okay.
Yeah, you're always going to see some clue, and there's going to be some track record that people are going to talk, right? That's how we measure success. We measure success from the response that we get from the people that we offer the services to. So that's how we measure the success.
And see, we Andrew and a Jaguar.
And they say if you cannot measure it, then it doesn't exist.
At what point, when you say we have reached the goal, there's one point. At what point when I'm just at what point will you be saying like we've reached the goal? Is it the number maybe of leaders? You name a reference which that youngster attended our summit. He started exporting.
Maybe the idea you might be actually come to reality, and now it's working.
That youngster started exporting money clips and GG.
Yes.
Right, then you said it's dynamic thought leadership. It's all about entrepreneurship.
Leadership and entrepreneurship. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So guys, I've got Mike in the building. I've got Bezil in the building. It's such an interesting conversation. I can't say it's a discussion now. It's a conversation, and I've learned a lot. So remember, register. How you said? How will they register?
No, you just go online and write dynamicthoughtleadership.com.
Okay.
A link will just lead you straight to our platform, and from the platform you see where it's written the National Youth Summit. You just click on that. It will redirect you to our Google platform. You sign up, your name, what you do. If you're under any organization, you tell your part, and then your.
Yeah,